Alright, so we're on our way to do a water hunt today, the first of the year, and it's finally here. It's just the water has been too high, and it's been raining off and on, but we have a little bit of a dry spell now. Today it's the 1st of July, and the water should definitely be low enough today. It's a good day for water hunting today because it's supposed to be very hot. So that'll be interesting. I have like a suitcases worth packed of water. So hopefully we'll be alright, but it's definitely going to be hot, so it'll be a nice way to cool off. We're going to be going back to a place that we were at before in a previous video. It's the place where I found my first belt buckle. Coincidentally enough, I didn't do, I didn't know a whole bunch about metal detecting when I found that belt buckle. I was actually, that was a very important hunt for me because that was probably one of the first hunts where I really totally knew how to use my machine. I learned a lot from that hunt, but I didn't do any research up until that point, and now that I've really been starting to do research, as you guys saw in one of those previous videos where I was at the old farmhouse, I've been finding some more quality finds. I've been finding the frequency of my finds has been going up. So it just goes to show you, research definitely pays off. But yeah, coincidentally enough, just by chance, I checked out that area without doing any research, and I found that old belt buckle. So now that I've done research on that site, it's interesting to see that belt buckle was actually in front of an old house that used to sit there, probably from around at least the fourth quarter of the late 1800s. So we're going to go back there today, that area, check it out, and then check along the bank a little bit more. We didn't do that as much last time. And we're going to kind of zigzag back and forth between each side of the bank and see what we can find. There used to be an old canal that ran alongside the other side of the creek. So it'll be interesting to see if we can find anything else. So we're finally here. We made it down to the creek. I got a little bit of a late start today. I didn't sleep really well last night. I haven't actually been sleeping well at all this week. I'm actually in school right now. I went back to school. So I actually had some work that I didn't realize I didn't have, but I got it done, and it's paying off now. So shut-eye or not, here we come. So the water level is substantially down than what it was down a few weeks ago. It was actually a lot higher, so you can kind of see right there where some of the creek bed would have been. So it was all the way up to that grass right there. So it definitely went down a few feet, so that's a great sign. But I brought my kayak here. I got all my gear. Let me show you guys part of my new arsenal that I have for this first water hunt of the year. So this is something I should have invested in a while ago. So these are gray ghost amphibians. They're aquatic headphones. Before I was just detecting without the headphones, but these will keep it nice and quiet, you know, not disturb anybody that might be nearby. Not that I think there will be today, but it makes it a nice nice experience, nice private experience. Right across the creek behind me is actually where the old canal system used to run. We're actually right in town, and there's a creek that runs adjacent to the town, and but right across from here is where part of the old canal system would have ran. Now I was looking at some old maps, and I don't really see anything that would have been right next to the creek, like old buildings or anything like that. But it almost looks like there's a basin maybe a few hundred feet off to the right on the other side. So we might check around in there. It's possible that some travelers on the canal may have dropped some things into the water. But I do know for a fact, a few hundred feet up on the left is where I found my first belt buckle. And I did check at that spot on the old map, and there did, in fact, used to be an old house right next to the creek. Like I told you guys, I just got lucky. It was just kind of coincidence. I didn't do my research. Didn't really know much about how to do research last time I was here. and yeah, I found that. So what we're gonna do is concentrate more alongside the bank today. Last time I was more out in the water and I was just finding a bunch of junk, which I suspect we'll find regardless. But I think we'll find a little bit more quality stuff, like your smaller stuff, like your coins and jewelry, possibly, closer to the bank. So that's where we're going to start today, and we're going to work our way up. So stay tuned and turn the camera back on if we find something. Well, I found my first find of the day. I didn't even have to dig for it. I was just looking here for a target, and I felt something to grab a hold of my pick, and I looked down. There she was. Beautiful horseshoe. I haven't seen one of them in a while. Okay, so I have a target right here, and showing up in the 50s, but when I went to start digging, I didn't recover it yet. But this popped out right here. I don't know if you guys can really make out what it is there. It's focusing now. So this is an oyster shell. Now you look down here, you probably can't tell, but there's a lot of little like clam shells down in here. Those are typical of pretty much any creek bed, but these are not. So back in the day, so to speak, lots of people would have ate these, and since they didn't have modern day trash disposal back then, they would throw these in the creek. So I'm going to slow down. I think I'm in a good spot. Let's see if we can recover this target here. Okay, so that find was nothing to write home about. It's modern. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks electrical. You can see kind of on the end there's some wires there. Actually, that piece is coming off. Yeah, you can definitely see wires in there. So that's modern. It's electrical. But we're still going to slow down and check along here along the bank. I just found something else you guys should see. It's nothing too exciting, but it's another sign that I'm in a good spot. So I have a target down here, and I was struggling with my scoop to bring it up. And I looked down and I was like, man, that's a weird colored rock. This is the biggest piece of whole crock that I've found. And that's gorgeous. You can definitely use that to identify the date. I've seen this before. It's pretty typical. I think that's roughly 1870s, possibly 1900s, right around in that area, I would assume. But that is the most whole piece I found. You can actually see there's like a handle there almost. That is really cool. I'm going to bring the kayak over. I'm going to save that. Well, persistence pays off. I was digging and digging and digging and trying to retrieve a target in here. I'm not even sure if I still got it. I got something in my scoop. I also had something else in my scoop. Look at this. And it is whole. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's an old liquor bottle. Not sure how old exactly, but it's older. And I think this was a burn pit because the water in here is kind of like a charcoal color. So definitely in the right area. I just got to keep on plugging away. But that is really cool. That is actually the first one in the water that's whole that I ever found. There's actually, I lie, there's a very small chip on the top, but it's pretty much whole. Very cool. Okay, I'm still working on this hole right here, and this just confirms my theory. You see this right here? That is charcoal. So this was a burn pit at one time. People just threw their trash here. So I'm going to keep digging away, see if I can find any more old bottles or some other stuff. Alright, so I decided to stop and take a break. Just needed to refresh. A little tired and was a little hungry. So I just got a swig of some water and a granola bar. Haven't been finding too much. I think this is a more recent area because I've been finding a lot of 50s stuff. I'll show you guys what I found so far. Just found this. This is the last thing I found. It's like an old pan of some sort. And then I found this bowl. I'm probably not going to keep them, but just keeping them for the sake of this video to show you guys. And the horseshoe's like the best thing I found. Oh, and then I I found that bottle too as well. That's back in there somewhere. But other than that, not really a whole lot. Alright, so I'm down a little bit further from where I was, and I think I'm heading in the right direction because I just found a really old butter knife. So the unfortunate thing is it's starting to get a little deep here. Looks like maybe up towards the bank a little bit more, further up, gets a little bit more shallow. So we can only hope so. I gotta head up this way anyhow, maybe out towards the bridge. That's my goal eventually. So we'll see if we make it there today. Alright. Man, am I tired. I'm in a little bit deeper water, so it's taking me longer to recover targets. I spent about 10 minutes on this, but it was worth it. It's gonna need a lot of cleaning up though. So I gotta figure out my electrolysis rate. But it's pretty literal. It's iron. It's an iron. That's pretty cool. That is, it's very heavy. But that's what it is. I'm pretty sure the shape of it and everything. That is an iron. It's made out of iron. So I got another target here. I haven't recovered it yet, but I've been finding a lot of stuff in the hole. There's numerous targets, some non-metallic. I just found another bottle. This one says squib on it. It's totally whole. And then on the bottom it says patent pending S7401, bottle made in USA. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, it's a neat bottle. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. I'm not sure how old it is, but since it's whole, I can get an idea how old this area is. Just do a Google search on it. Well, I'm still trying to locate that target, but I find a lot of these. That's probably about my 12th one ever. Mason jar lid, pretty common find. It's kind of hard to, you can never really tell how old they are because I think the original patent lasted for years. But it's whole. Pretty cool. I ain't gonna keep it though because I have a ton of them. Still finding pieces of broken crock too. I found more oyster shells. There's something right here. What's this? Oh, yeah, speaking of oyster shells, that's what it is. I thought it was like a part of a can or something. So, I've been finding a whole lot. Just a lot more of the usual oyster shells and pieces of crock and brick, all that. But I stumbled upon, I actually knew about it last time I was here. I didn't really check it out. I guess I should have. It's like an old house that was literally just bulldozed into the creek. I'll show you what I mean. So there's like a bunch of bricks all there along the bank and just debris. Dug up a few things. You can see like pieces of crock and plastic. There's a mason jar lid in there. And I just found this. I thought it was a makeup compact, but I don't know if you can see it or not. But it says Dodger Chemical Company. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'll hang on to it. There's nothing written on the back. Thought it was a makeup compact, but guess I was wrong. I'll have to look that up. Well, that about wraps it up for me for today. It's getting late. I didn't actually realize how late it was. But next time when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to check out this area a little bit more. There's some stairs leading up here. I was here before, but there's like a lot of broken bottles in through here, so chances are one of them sometime is going to be whole. It's not too old of an area, but we didn't get a chance to check out the crossing today, but that's okay. We'll check out that next time. Alright, so we're all done for the day. Starting the truck, letting it cool down. I'm going to show you guys what I found today. So it's a pretty good day. Definitely not my best hunt, but it was not bad. Bunch of old stuff. I don't think anything necessarily from the 19th century though. That's what I was looking for. But we'll start over here. This very well could be. I found this is my first find. Found that with the magnet on the end of my pick. That was pretty cool. Didn't even have to dig for that. And then a bunch of pieces of crock. This is the most whole piece I've ever found. So I'm gonna save that. I don't know if I could date that or not. And then this looks like it came from it. And I found this massive iron, made out of iron. Needs cleaned up with a little bit of electrolysis. It'll be good as new, hopefully. This thing's like a pan. Bunch of bottles. This one, I don't think they're old. This one's my favorite. I just like the shape of it. Bunch of different stuff. That makeup compact, well, I thought it was a makeup compact, but it's not. I'm not sure what it is. It says Dodger Chemical Company. I'll have to check that out. And then a bunch of different odds and ends over here. Found some dinnerware. You got some sinkers, different odds and ends. A bunch of oyster shells today. It's always a good sign. It means people are around. Not sure what this thing is. This is actually porcelain. Don't know what it would have belonged to or what purpose it would have served. And then this thing's pretty neat. I ain't gonna show it to you. Well, you guys won't be able to see it anyhow, probably, but I'm still not gonna show it to you. But it's it looks like it came off of a bracelet. Has somebody's name on it. So I'm gonna clean that up, and it has their address and I think their phone number as well. But it looks like it's been in the water for a while, so that person may not even still be living. But it's pretty cool. I didn't even realize that till I was putting all my finds out. So I'm gonna check that out after I get home. And that pretty much does it. I'm hungry, I'm tired and exhausted and thirsty. So I'm gonna go refresh and relax, and we'll see you on the next one. This was today's haul. We'll see you later.